What if the farm of your dreams turned into a nightmare of giants whispering forbidden demands, but concealed a miracle that could heal your shattered soul? Brace yourself for a suspense thriller packed with heart-wrenching twists, emotional revelations, and a mystery that defies reality. If you're hooked on stories that blend drama, miracles, and unexpected turns, hit subscribe to this channel now for more mind-bending tales. In the dimming twilight of a forgotten countryside where the air hung heavy with the scent of overgrown fields and unspoken secrets, Ethan Harper pulled up to the old farmhouse he'd just purchased at a suspiciously low auction price, his heart pounding with a mix of exhaustion and fragile hope after losing his wife Elena to a rare illness 2 years prior, leaving him a hollow shell of the man who once dreamed of a simple life away from the city's relentless grind. Little did he know that this ramshackle property, nestled amid rolling hills and ancient oaks, harbored inhabitants far beyond his wildest nightmares or miracles. As he stepped out of his battered truck, the ground seemed to tremble faintly under his feet, a vibration he dismissed as fatigue from the long drive. But as he approached the weathered porch, a low rumble echoed from the barn, drawing him closer despite the prickling fear at the back of his neck. Pushing open the creaky barn door, Ethan's breath caught in his throat at the sight before him. 3 enormous women, each towering at least 15 feet tall, their forms draped in tattered fabrics that seemed woven from the earth itself, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly luminescence that pierced the shadows. And before he could scream or flee, the tallest one, with hair like cascading midnight and a voice that boomed like thunder yet whispered like silk, leaned down and declared, "You're going to have sex with us." Her words hanging in the air like a curse or a prophecy, freezing Ethan in place as his mind reeled from the absurdity and terror of it all. Stumbling backward, he tripped over a hay bale, his vision blurring with panic. But the women didn't advance aggressively. Instead, they exchanged glances filled with what seemed like sorrow and urgency. The middle one, with skin like polished bronze and eyes that shimmered like emeralds, extending a massive hand gently toward him, murmuring, "Do not fear, stranger. We mean you no harm in the way you think. Our words are bound by an ancient pact, one that twists language to guard our truth." Ethan's heart raced as fragments of the real estate agent's hurried warnings flashed in his mind. Rumors of hauntings, disappearances, and a farm cursed by old folklore, but he'd brushed them off as superstition. Desperate for a fresh start after Elena's death, had left him bankrupt from medical bills and emotionally bankrupt from grief. Yet now, facing these colossal beings who moved with an eerie grace despite their size, he wondered if he'd stumbled into a delusion born of isolation. The shortest of the 3, though still twice his height, with fiery red locks and a face etched with lines of ancient wisdom, knelt down to his level, her breath warm like a summer breeze, and explained in a voice laced with melancholy, "We are the guardians of Elisara, bound to this land for centuries by a spell cast in desperation. The farm you bought is no ordinary plot. It's a nexus of worlds, where the veil between realms thins, and we, once mortal women betrayed by love and power, were transformed into these forms to protect it from those who would exploit its miracles." As Ethan scrambled to his feet, his mind swirling with questions, he demanded answers, his voice cracking with the raw emotion of a man who'd lost everything. "What do you mean by that? Sex? Are you insane? I just wanted peace." The tallest one, whom he would later learn was named Lirel, sighed deeply, the sound echoing like wind through caverns, and revealed the first twist in this unfolding mystery. Their proclamation wasn't a crude demand, but a mistranslation of an archaic tongue where sex derived from sectus, meaning union or bonding of souls, a ritual required to renew the farm's protective barrier against an encroaching darkness that threatened to consume not just the land but the very fabric of reality. Skeptical yet inexplicably drawn in, Ethan followed them into the farmhouse, where the interior revealed hidden chambers glowing with ethereal light, walls inscribed with runes that pulsed like heartbeats, and as they shared their story over a fire that burned without wood, he learned of their tragic past. Lirel, the leader, had been a queen betrayed by her consort in medieval times, cursed to gigantism and immortality. Mira, the bronze-skinned one, a healer from an ancient tribe whose village was razed by invaders. And Thorn, the red-haired guardian, a scholar who delved too deep into forbidden knowledge, all three bound together by a sorcerer's spell to safeguard the farm's secret. A hidden spring beneath the soil that granted miracles, healing ailments, and mending broken spirits, but only through a soul bond with a worthy mortal every century. Ethan's pulse quickened with suspense as shadows danced on the walls, and he felt an unnatural pull, a mystery deepening when Laurel showed him visions in a crystal orb, flashes of Elena's final days, her pain that no doctor could ease, and a whisper that this spring could have saved her if he'd known, twisting the knife of regret in his chest. But danger lurked. As night fell, a storm brewed unnaturally fast, lightning cracking like whips, and the women tensed, revealing that a shadowy syndicate, modern descendants of the original betrayers, had orchestrated the farm's sale to lure in an unsuspecting owner, planning to seize the spring for their own immortality experiments, turning miracles into weapons. Ethan's world tilted on its axis with this reveal, his emotions surging, anger at being manipulated, grief resurfacing like a tidal wave, and a budding empathy for these giants who'd endured isolation for eons, their dramatic pleas pulling at his heartstrings as Mira confessed, tears like rivers streaming down her face. "We've waited so long for one like you, broken yet pure, to join us not in flesh but in spirit, to heal the land and perhaps heal yourself." Refusing at first, Ethan fled into the storm, his mind a thriller of doubts and fears, rain soaking him as he stumbled through muddied fields, only to encounter the syndicate's agents, dark-suited figures with glowing amulets, closing in with weapons drawn, their leaders sneering, "The farm's ours now, and those freaks will be our lab rats." In a heart-pounding chase, Ethan evaded them barely, his breath ragged until he collapsed near the barn, where the giants emerged like avenging deities, their sizes allowing them to swat aside attackers with ease, but not without cost. Thorn took a mystical bolt to her side, her giant form crumpling in agony, revealing her vulnerability despite her stature. Rushing to her aid, Ethan's hands trembled as he pressed against the wound, and in that emotional miracle of a moment, a spark ignited within him, the spring's energy flowing through the earth, healing her partially, but demanding the bond to complete it. The mystery deepened with an unexpected twist, as Ethan agreed tentatively, delving into the ritual, a circle of light where souls intertwine without physical contact. He saw visions of his own lineage, discovering he was no random buyer, but a distant descendant of the sorcerer who cursed them, his blood the key to either freeing or dooming them forever. Suspense built as the syndicate regrouped, launching a midnight assault with arcane devices that shrunk the giants temporarily, forcing a desperate defense where Ethan, armed only with a rusty pitchfork and his wits, fought alongside them, his heart touching depths of courage he thought lost with Elena. In the chaos, Mira sacrificed herself momentarily, shielding Ethan from a fatal blast, her form fading into mist, only for the bond to pull her back in a tear-jerking resurrection, her voice whispering, "Your love for her. It mirrors ours for each other," evoking waves of emotion that blurred Ethan's vision with tears. As dawn broke, the final reveal shattered everything. The sex demand was a test, a provocation to weed out the unworthy. For the true union was platonic, a merging of essences that unlocked the spring's full power, healing not just Thorn's wound, but Ethan's soul, granting him a vision of Elena's spirit, who appeared ethereal and smiling, forgiving him for his survivor's guilt, and urging him onward in a miracle that mended his broken heart. But the thriller twist came when Laurel confessed the ultimate mystery. The farm wasn't just a nexus, but a portal to a realm where the dead lingered. And by bonding, Ethan could choose to bring Elena back, but at the cost of one guardian's eternal life. Torn in dramatic agony, his emotions a storm of love and sacrifice, Ethan chose selflessly, opting to free all three women from their curse instead, their giant forms shrinking to human size in a blinding light, the syndicate vanishing into the portal's void as the barrier sealed forever. In the aftermath, as the sun rose over a renewed farm blooming with impossible vitality, Ethan stood with Lyra, Mira, and Thorn, now mortal women, their eyes filled with gratitude and newfound freedom, their bond transcending the ritual into genuine friendship. A heart-touching miracle where loss birthed hope, and the man who'd come seeking solitude found a family in the most unexpected giants, forever changed by the suspense, mysteries, and emotional depths of that fateful night. Yet in a final twist that left echoes of thriller intrigue, as Ethan planted the first seeds in the enriched soil, a faint tremor returned, hinting that the portal's seal might not be eternal, whispering promises of future adventures.